Hello, everybody. Damien here. We'll be picking up right where we left off in the last episode. This is part two of episode five. If you haven't watched the previous episode, I recommend you go and do it so you get better context to what is going on. That'll be all. See you in there. I have a feeling they'll launch more assaults. Let's boost the right turret on here to also a 20 mil. They're much slower firing, but they also do way more damage, so why not? Okay. Last time we were at Pavuvu, there was a huge fleet there. So I think we're going to scout it out and see what's what. Okay, there's no fleet there anymore. It's just a stronger base defenses. Which seems to be the majority of the issue here. I would love to get some of these raided, but okay, that might actually give me a chance there. If there's Dauntlesses and Wildcats strafing the defenses, might actually be able to raid this. It's so cool seeing them come in like in formation like that. There's the Dauntlesses on the left and the Wildcats on the right. You can tell by the tail plane on them. And the wing shape. The Wildcat's wings are more square. Looks like he's going in for his dive. Wildcats are strafing something over in the woods over there. Let's go give them a hand. I do like what they did with the planes, how they're just kind of assistants more than anything. Because normally in most naval combat, the aircraft are just the king of the naval battle. Even in games like Naval Power or... what's the other one? I can't remember the name of the game, but a lot of the naval games that have carriers or aircraft you can send out, you can just trunt ships with just planes alone. You guys are doing some low strafes there. I think that's a Corsair there. No, that's just the Dauntless. The Dauntless is just gun running. Fair enough. Okay, it seems like a lot of the planes are starting to bug out. Which is understandable. They might be running low on fuel or munitions at this point. I'm going to give them a hand and kill some of these. Hold it up. Nail that watchtower, gentlemen. Good stuff. Oh, you bugger, that's a battery. Oh! That might hit us. Yep. Crew member overboard. Yeah, I noticed. There we go. My battery's gone. That might give us enough time to pick up the guy. We're getting that fixed. That could have been far worse. I'm trying to avoid getting us sunk again. That would be a real drag. Let's call in some more Dauntlesses. Haven't really used that one much. We get 4 of them by the looks, and they each are carrying a 1,000-pound bomb. Probably better to use against heavy fleets of destroyers and stuff, but the flak's so heavy there's no point. Unless you got like an extra fleet of fighters to hit them with. Just to, more than anything, draw flak fire. Dauntlesses are making their runs. Heavy mortar's gone. Flak's engaging them. Good work, Dauntlesses. Let's engage this gun buoy. Good work. Let's call in some Wildcats. Try to raid this place down so we can capture it. Somewhere 20 mils were struggling to take that out. Pillboxes. Neat. Okay, that's a wrap on that. So now our allies should come and try to take Asamane. Potentially. I don't know if it would have been reduced enough. Let's hit it again. Back off. Come back in again. See what we can do damage-wise. Close range. Take out just a couple of bits of defense, and that should coax our invasion forces to hit it. Ow! That's a gun battery. That hurts. Lots of mortars firing. Must be a heavy mortar position somewhere in here. Be firing clusters like that. Accuracy on these leaves something to be desired. Like distinctively. Ouch! Come on, boys, get that hole fixed. Fire. Evasive. Running out of ammunition slowly. Pulling some wildcats. Wildcats, go ahead and help us mop up. Maybe strong points here. They got 100-pound bombs, so they should be able to drop some ordnance on locations. Looks like that one found some mortars. Neat. Let the wildcats mop up. And that's a wrap. Now our invasion fleet should hit it. Yeah. Sometimes when you just assist an ally in raiding, it doesn't recognize it as you doing the raiding. It just recognizes you doing as the ally doing the raiding. But since it's just planes, it doesn't make much sense, especially since they all left by that point. But, you know, minor details. Now, I saw a carrier group up here. I'd like to be able to find that again. So let's get up here, turn on our radar. There it is. Turn off the radar so they don't spot us. That's a very strong war fleet there. Let's hit it. Submarine tender in the fleet too. Okay, where's the flat tops? Those are the primary targets. Fire away. Fire away. Fire light torpedo. Fire light torpedo. Just drop all those torps. And let's book it out of there before we get spotted. Flank speed to try to get as much distance as possible before the torps get in there. The light torps will probably hit the targets first, just because they're faster. Albeit I kind of just haphazardly threw them at the enemy, so they'll probably hit that tanker and maybe that destroyer. Not that it'll do that much to the destroyer. Tanker might get hit by it pretty bad, but that depends on if the... Nah, the tracking didn't get it. Okay, carriers launching aircraft. Torpedoes should hit with the aircraft about to take off. So hopefully disrupt it. It's moving, so the guidance should lock in. Yep, guidance locked in. Impact. Ooh, there it goes. Huge fireball off the rear deck. Will she sink from that? Does not appear so. I don't seem to have been spotted yet. So all they saw was torpedoes coming, so they might be assuming it's a sub by this point. Will she recover or will she sink? It looks like she may be sinking, judging by that rearward list. Yeah, she's going under. Just chill in the zone for a moment and watch her go down. The Ryojo is sinking. Come on, give me the kill credit so I can get out of here. Ryozo class carrier sunk. I believe those are just the what would you call it? They're not fleet carrier. What's the word for it? They're basically just a secondary type of carrier. They're not full size carriers. As a full size carrier would take more damage than that, I believe, to take down. Escort carrier. I believe the devs said just because they didn't want to have to model something as big as a full-on carrier. I don't remember the exact details on that, though. Let's see. Is there anything I can do here to improve? There are these rockets, but I've never used them before, but I would much prefer the torpedoes. I think this is as upgraded as she's going to get. 28 depth charges. I could just, yeah, might as well just have even more depth charges in case of submarines, I guess. Okay, let's go to crew loadouts and give our gunners some gun belts. Bandoliers. Gunner 2, give you a bandolier, because that'll increase your ammunition bonus. Let's give one of the repairmen not a life vest. It's just decorative. Don't really need a repairman to have anything. Skipper. Let's give you a armored vest so you won't take as many damage. Let's also give you a helmet. Might as well just improve them as best I can. You can also get bazookas and bars if you have crew that just aren't doing much. But at that point, you're more like nom fighting than anything. Alright, let's get one more fight in, and then we'll call it a day. Let's observe the area. Since they lost one of their carriers, they may have pulled back. Turn off the radar so I don't get spotted by Sadu. Let's scout it, see if they ran away into Sadu itself. No, Sadu's empty. I don't know where they went. And we did manage to take Asamane. Let's scout Apio and Ulawa. Scout Apio. Shoot, we're going to get engaged by some aircraft. Unfortunate. Let's just run as best I can. Evasive. When they come in to shoot me, I'll just shoot them. Fire. Return fire. Good shooting. Here they come. And that's a wrap on that. Fighting off fighters isn't that bad. It just usually slows you down, and bigger fleet might catch you with it. Or it just damages you just enough to be annoying. This is depleted, so let's reroll this. Okay, some more bomb wildcats. Some rocket pod corsairs. Barrage rockets. That sounds interesting. Okay. Let's go ahead and try to... I guess for a finale, we'll raid Appio, and then you guys can find out next time whether or not we actually take it. Because I'm not seeing any fleets nearby at the moment. So let's go ahead and raid Appio. There is a singular motor gunboat here for some reason. I'm assuming it's from one of the fleets I blew apart. It's at night, so I should be able to get much closer. Unsurprisingly, they don't actually even have any torpedo nets up. I think the torpedo nets are coded to only come in the situation where they have larger ships. So if it's just small boats, they won't even bother because torpedoes can't target them. At least in the game. In reality, that's a different story. Okay, this might get rough. Those gun batteries are probably going to tear us apart if we don't kill them quick. Fire, fire, fire. Bank left. Try to get some distance here. Fire, Higgins boat guns, fire. I don't think we're actually doing that much, unfortunately. Not for lack of trying. Ugh. Loads of mortar fire. Fire, fire, fire. Good stuff. Calling a Corsair. Get all the air support I can manage to get enough points for. I'd love to give you guys a actual vision of the Corsair, but I'm a little engaged at the moment, and also it's nighttime. I'd prefer to show it to you guys during the day. Nice job, Corsair. He's eating a lot of flak fire. They might shoot him down. Yeah. Camera can't keep up with him. He's too fast. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, we're completely out of ammunition. Well, we'll just leave it up to the Corsair, I guess, for the rest. Didn't realize we were out of ammunition. I believe that Corsair's bugging out. We would have the ability to call in another one, but not worth it. We did a little bit of a raid there. Not enough to trigger a naval invasion by our ally. However, that is all the time I had today. I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one.